Welcome back to the Parent Edit and the Club Med podcast. Thank you so much for joining us again. Today we have Emily Backhouse. Emily is mother to Allegra, who is just about to turn 1. She's also a content creator and wife to Hugh, living in London, and mother to Udon, the sausage dog.
Don't forget
We can't
Udon.
forget. Second time mum, if you will. Emily, you are quite a good traveller with your baby. I have noticed from your content that you're not shying away from a trip and you are absolutely making the most of mat leave, which is sadly coming to an end soon.
It is.
What's been like a highlight for you? Would you say it's probably your trips away or
Absolutely. I mean, prior to having Allegra, travel was like the centre of probably mine and Hugh's relationship, something we absolutely love doing. And I remember saying, like, before having a baby, we are not stopping travelling. All my friends who've already had babies were like, let's see what happens. And here I am a year later. Allegra's been on, I think it was like 17 or 18 flights. And I think all of the travelling, just even though it is challenging and there's times when I'm like looking at you like, why have we done this? It's so worth it for when you get to the final destination. We're looking to go away in September for like one last hurrah before I go back to work. I was looking at like 2-bedroom hotels, the luxury, or even sometimes if it has like a little living room area.
Love an interconnecting room.
I do.
And I've only got one child. I feel like it's real luxury to have.
Agreed.
Everyone's benefiting. When you're looking for hotels now with Allegra, are you looking for the amenities? Is that something that you never thought you'd say you'd do, but here you are doing?
100%. When we travelled Asia back in April, I booked the hotels way before she was moving or anything. And I thought, let's try and get one with a kids club. If it's got a kids club, it should have good kids facilities. And I was so thankful I did that. I needed at least an hour a day to just take her somewhere to crawl because like everything's like concrete and stuff. So yeah, kids club a must. And now my new necessity is because she's such a water baby. I love the outdoor splash park.
Or the more shallow baby pools are quite fun
and
as
shade.
well.
Because she wants to spend the whole day in the pool or the whole day in the water. I'm like, well, you can't be in the sun the whole day.
Would you say then that your kind of expectations of your travel experiences now are different?
We have never been sit down and read a book people for having Allegra. Everyone looks at us because we always take a bat and ball. We always take a frisbee, everything like that. We're always playing games. In that sense, not really, because now the older Allegra gets as well, the more she can get involved.
Can you see yourself when your children are older being that family that's out on the kayaks at 8 a.m?
100%.
Yeah.
That is literally me and you. We got engaged in the Maldives. We'd had like loads of champagne and stuff celebrating, and then we literally woke up at like 6 a.m. or something the next day and we were like, kayaks? We love a kayak in the morning.
Brilliant.
Yeah, we are those people. We went to Barbados when Allegra was 10 weeks. We stayed in a resort and they had complimentary water skiing. That was amazing because we just kept like taking turns doing that. And we were the only people in the resort doing it. We were like, what? Are we going to get a massive bill at the end? Why is no one else doing this?
It feels too good to be true, so
but we didn't,
is.
so it's okay. But yeah, that was really good.
It can be a bit daunting taking children into these environments where everything has a slight risk factor.
100%.
How did you feel before you took Allegra? What was the first flight? Where did you go?
We went to Barbados when she was 10 weeks. I was super nervous. Hugh is the most chill person ever, which is brilliant.
He was like, it's gonna be
he was
fine.
like, what are you stressing about? What's the worries? And I was like, well, I could write a list of my worries. The heat, obviously she'd never been in heat that extreme. Mosquitoes, that was my main thing because there's like dengue fever and all sorts and you just read horror stories. Water and cleanliness of like washing her bottles, and I knew there wasn't going to be a bath. How was I going to bath her?
Because when they're little babies, you think, I can't take them in the shower, there must be baths.
Exactly.
Now I'd just hold my child under a shower.
100%. I like to show the reality of it. I'd like to think on my content creation. And I get so many people message and say like, wow, like how do you do this? And I just want people to know like it's actually so much fun. If a baby's crying at home, they can be crying on holiday. It's the same thing. I've seen I think a few memes of if your baby's crying, you can do it on the beach in Italy with an Aperol Spritz. And I'm like, so true. That is literally me.
Also, you know, they're probably less likely to be crying when you're on the beach with an Aperol Spritz because you will be so much more relaxed.
I struggle most parenting at home. For me at home, it's so difficult. Like I'm out the house 90% of the time that Allegra's awake. And that is the best thing about being on holiday. There's always something new to look at. Even if you're in a hotel room, it's a new hotel room to look at. So there's just always something to like engage her. Whereas at home, she's like, I've seen this before. I've done this.
At this period in your life, do you see yourself being more resort based?
Actually, yes. We did a big resort in December last year, which we love. Kids clubs, as I said, splash park, restaurants in the hotel. But I do love a resort, but I also love a resort that's got other things around it. So you can still go out and do day trips and things. So yes, I think we are. We never used to be, but now.
Talking about kind of kids clubs and things, is this something that you looked for from day one, or like didn't even occur to you, or do you think just going forwards this is going to be quite a key consideration for you?
So I remember growing up loving kids clubs. We used to go on cruises all the time. Sometimes I wouldn't even get off the ship with my parents because I'd stay in the kids club. That's how much I loved them. So for me, I have such like joyous memories of kids clubs that I always want Allegra to be in one, if that makes sense. I know it's quite controversial. A lot of parents are like, I go on holiday to spend time with my child, which I totally get. I still want her to go into the kids club for a bit as long as she wants to. So obviously she's not really old enough yet. When we were in Asia, there was one hotel we stayed at that did the kids club. She could go in. It was like a babysitting service. And we put her in for 3 hours while we went out on a boat trip, which was amazing. And they were sending me like WhatsApp pictures the whole time. And it was just so lovely. Like, she's really independent, so I don't really worry about leaving with other people. Yeah, kids clubs are really important for me. It's definitely something I look for.
This podcast is brought to you by Club Med, the pioneers of the all-inclusive family holiday concept and inventors of the Holiday Kids Club. From gourmet dining and thoughtfully designed family suites to premium drinks and professionally run kids club, Club Med takes care of everything so you can focus on making memories. Resorts are designed with families in mind, offering interconnecting family rooms, unlimited activities and kids clubs, all included in your booking. And the best part? Children under 6 stay free at Club Med Sun Resorts. So visit clubmed.co.uk to book your next family holiday. In general, motherhood, is there anything that you would say has come along and just, you had this vision of it being a certain way, and it could be travel, it could be home life, but is there anything that you have said, wow, that is not what I expected it to be?
To be fair, I think I found it like a lot easier than I'd expect. I think you do see a lot of like horror stories online, and I was like, how am I going to cope with like the no sleep, no like identity, essentially? Really, you just kind of have no choice, as bad as it sounds, and then you just end up like, it becomes your life. And I love it. And I think yeah, as like cringy as it sounds, it's just been so much more amazing than I thought. Like, I've never been a particularly maternal person, and you just evolve into this new person as like a mum, and I just think it's amazing.
I kind of describe it as being stripped back down and rebuilt from new.
So true.
Kind of always clearly had this capacity within you to do extremely hard things under less than perfect circumstances,
100%.
i.e. on no sleep. But you become just literally a new version of yourself.
I was really nervous about it. I know I've always wanted kids for sure, but I was worried about like when I'd feel ready. And I was kind of thinking that to feel ready, I'd have to be like obsessed with other children, if that makes sense. But then one day I was like to Hugh, let's just go for it. And Hugh was like, yeah, why not? And then he's also not that maternal, so he was kind of in the same boat. And then it just happened. Now we're obsessed with children.
It's so funny,
to be fair, we're not obsessed with children, we're obsessed with her.
I don't think anyone knows how they'll feel. And that is why maybe people are scared of having children or put it off for longer, because they're waiting for this.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Earth Mum to like come down and descend upon them.
And I said to Hugh the other day, I was drinking wine in the garden, and we were like, God, why did we not do this sooner? Like, we're so annoyed now it took so long. I would love by now to have like 3 kids already.
Do you not look back at that and think, I'm so glad we did all those holidays?
Yeah, but then I'm like, she could have come with us.
I think that's really nice though, because loads of people would look back and say, oh, I'm glad I did all the travelling, or I didn't do enough travelling.
Holidays now are so much better with her, because I love like seeing the world through her eyes, and like she's just so excited by things that I find so boring. I am glad we did stuff, of course, just me and Hugh, but I know that time will come again in the future anyway. How
are you going to make travel work when you're back at work? Are you just going to have to be really savvy with your holiday?
Yeah, savvy with holiday. I've always been super savvy. I'm always one of those people that works out where you can add it on the bank holidays and you can do all that stuff. Like Easter's always a really good one that you can like bulk on. I get mine and Hugh's calendar and look at our annual leave and like, right, how can we make this work?
You are so strategic. I love it.
I have like a full Google spreadsheet.
Okay, yeah, you sound quite diligent.
Yes, I have a Google spreadsheet with like everything we need.
Should we get this as like a downloadable PDF for the listeners?
I have it
as
often,
Allegra travels.
Literally, and then we have like every day, and if we're not in a resort, I Google before like the best breakfast places, lunch and dinner, and then I have that all there as options. I think there's nothing worse than when you're actually on holiday, enjoying yourself, spending time wasting Googling where to go. Hate that. So we do all the Googling prior to getting there.
Have you had any disasters travelling?
So when we went to Asia for a month, we were so organised with packing. I honestly spent the month before packing. Basically bought these vacuum pack bags to vacuum all the nappies. So we had enough nappies for 5 weeks. We left them in the first hotel on the first night. Oh my God, we've left 4 weeks worth of nappies in the hotel. And then we had to, obviously it's not the end of the world, you can buy nappies anywhere, but it's just a fact we were so organised, we vacuum packed
so much effort.
Everything, and then then we had to buy one. So that was our biggest disaster.
That's next level packing though for kids.
Yeah.
To vacuum pack.
We really, I love organisation. I love organisation. Clearly I wasn't organised enough because we left it in the first hotel.
Have you had any standout trips that you say, that was amazing, I would recommend that to other families?
So when I was in Koh Samui in Thailand, we stayed at a hotel in an elephant sanctuary, a totally ethical one and everything. There was just 3 elephants that had been rescued, and it was the most incredible place I've ever been in my life. You had like an infinity pool over overlooking the elephants, just like doing their thing. You fed them watermelon twice a day. Everybody that saw my videos and everyone I spoke to is like, I have never seen anywhere like that. So yeah, that for me was like the most incredible hotel I've probably ever stayed at.
Have you had any moments on your holidays that have been like standout parenting moments?
One of my biggest memories, it's not something she did, she was actually asleep.
Yeah.
But when we were in Barbados, she was 10 weeks old. She obviously was waking probably like 3 times a night then.
I don't think that's bad.
No.
That is great.
Yeah, so she's waking up 3 times a night. And then we would take her out as usual in the pushchair at 7. And then me and Hugh love live music. And we stumbled across this bar and it had live music like blaring. And we were like, oh, we really want to stay here, but obviously it's probably not good for the ears. So we had ear defenders. We popped the ear defenders on her. She stayed asleep. And we literally like had her in the pushchair, ear defenders on, dancing to live music with her next to us. And I was like, this to me is mum life. This is what I wanted.
This is what I wanted.
So yeah, for me, that's like something I'll never forget.
And you probably felt, you started this by saying you didn't want to stop travelling with kids. Yeah. And that was probably a moment when you were like...
Literally, I was like, we've smashed it.
Yeah, we've smashed this. A lot of people are very concerned about travelling with kids, or maybe they're just really worried what other people think. So what would you say to someone about to travel with their firstborn?
The babies feed off your energy so much. And as hard as it is to say, like, just try not to stress too much. Everything will be okay. And I think, of course, things might be a bit more challenging. It's only like a short-term stress. You'll have moments that are tricky, but the good moments make it totally worth it.
How do you feel about kind of being in the whole airport, in restaurant, on flights with kids thing? Are you quite relaxed about it, or is that one situation that makes you a bit...
No, I don't stress about what other people really think. I mean, don't get me wrong. When we leave the restaurant, there is more food on the floor than's been in her mouth. Yes, we have every toy out. Yes, we're trying everything to distract her. But yeah, I think I thrive off chaos, and it is chaos.
Yeah. If they've got an active baby, how are they going to navigate going on holiday or the airport?
Active baby, for us, especially if it's a sandy holiday, we took this like paddling pool pop-up thing.
Okay.
And she just was in it while we were on the sun lounges, not sandy at all. We put all her toys in there. She was just like playing, messing around with everything. That was like one of our best wins.
And I guess she probably stayed quite cool.
Stayed cool. Had a little shade canopy on.
Stay in the pool all day.
Yes. Another thing which I just remembered I love about resorts, is which is good for an active baby, is those like giant sun lounges. Like, you know, the like jumbo ones.
Cabana.
Yeah, cabana. Because then like we lay at either side of her, she was in the middle, and she was just like roaming. That's so good. And obviously they always usually have shade on as well. You can't care about germs because you just have to let them on the floor. You need to burn the energy. And there is some airports, there's actually the little like kids soft play things. Well, Singapore airport had an amazing one. It had like a big like swing and everything.
Of course it did.
So we let her roam around there for ages. But I think, yeah, you know, when you often go to the gate, for some reason there's often carpets there. I don't know why. We were just letting her free roam on the car. I was probably filthy, but you know, building the immune system and
bit of hand sanitizer after. Exactly. They'll live.
Let them on the floor and let them burn that energy.
Look in the other direction.
Literally, you're going to get judgment.
Want to see it.
You're going to get judgment for sure. But if it makes the flight easier, I'll do it.
Are they in August? Big flight with a little one. Water off a duck's back now.
To be fair, I'm actually really nervous about this one. A few reasons. Hugh's not coming.
Okay.
But I'm taking a friend instead. So it's me, a friend, and Allegra. It's like 13 hours, and it's my first long haul day flight. I've got like a busy book. I've got loads of other things. But where she's walking as well, I just know I'm going to be walking up and down for 13 hours.
It sounds like Allegra's as busy as you on holidays.
Yeah, we're going to be busy. We're going to be a busy family.
She's going to be all for the activities on holiday.
I hope so.
When you've been away with Allegra, have you been able to carve out any time? Are you able to kind of have that relationship with you where you can say, I'm still going to have some me time, or I'm going to have that spa treatment?
Where Allegra's a really good pushchair sleeper, that is something I'm
so jealous.
That was a non-negotiable for us. One of those things where it's like, if she doesn't sleep in the pushchair, we've got a serious issue. So we managed to get like 2 hours probably in the middle of the day. We can play bat and ball without her or do something like that. And then in the evening, we like put her to bed usually in the pushchair at like 6:37, and then we still have our evening. Although I don't necessarily have like me time, like me and Hugh have time together, which is like the most important. So
that is absolutely acing motherhood.
If we do have other children and that doesn't happen, oh my God, I don't even know what I'll do. Because
maybe you'll eat your words. You'll have one that just hates it.
I hope not.
Oh yes, because I see on your stories that you still have a life and go out in the evenings.
We do.
That is wild to me. In terms of your general travel preferences, window or aisle seat?
Me and my husband have a regular argument on this one. So he will only sit in the aisle seat because there's more leg room. Because his legs are he's 6'2" or something, and he likes to have like a leg slightly out into the aisle. Whereas I like to be by the window because I like to look out the window, and I hate people like getting me up, essentially. So we always end up sitting in the aisle, but my preference is window.
And actually, speaking about plane seats, you've still got a year where you don't have to pay.
We do, which is why we are going on a lot of holidays again this year.
Yeah,
because we've got to max it out. We always said, always, ever since we've been together, like those first 2 years are our travel years. And I like, especially before school holidays, because that's when the prices go like ridiculous.
I've just got into territory of paying for a third seat.
Oh, that's awful.
It's an adjustment emotionally and financially.
We are like big fans of like Avios, like saving air miles, and we did one business class flight with Allegra. We never fly business. This was like we'd saved our Avios for God knows how long.
Yeah.
And oh my God, it was the life, because I could like lay the chair flat. She was just like there. We were like, me and Hugh were having a little glass of champagne over the thing. I was like, this is the life. If we could do this every time, but
yeah, for sure. However, I can't imagine paying for that and seeing like a 3-year-old.
I know.
Lying there.
People were looking at us because it was all like that, you know, people on business around, and they were probably thinking like, because it was a night flight as well. They were probably thinking like, oh. But then actually we had so many people come up to us after being like, I just want to say your baby was an angel, and then you feel so proud at that point. I'm like, oh yeah, thank you.
Do you have like a preference on long or short haul, or do you think it's going to be different at this stage in your life? Maybe not, because you are going to LA, so you're clearly still very adventurous in that front.
And to be fair, we only have long haul planned. Again, I feel like me and you are always disagreeing on things, but we're not. We're going away in September, but we don't know where. We haven't decided where yet. I want to do Greece. He wants to do Mexico. And I'm like, come on, let's do a short haul flight. And he's like, no, like it's all the same. And I'm like, it's really not. I would have just got back from LA. I don't want to then go back to Mexico.
Not.
I'll know after LA, but I'm kind of leaning towards short haul now.
Bucket list destination at the moment.
I really want to go to Sicily. Random, but we'd love to go there. We love Greece so much. We got married in Greece. We went to Greece for the first like 5 years we were together every year. So it's quite a special place for us. So that's why I want to go in September.
Greece is very kid friendly.
That's what I think.
I feel like they just love them there.
Yeah, they do good resorts as well.
They have a lot of resorts, and I think I feel like I just grew up in Greece.
Yeah, and I love the food as well.
That's the only place we went.
So good.
Like, I think they're very open to children, and children being feral and running around the tables.
So yeah, Greece. I mean, Thailand, they were amazing. They just came and took your baby and then like walked around the restaurant with them while you ate dinner. That was really good.
I actually saw someone very recently saying that she found it quite an adjustment. She didn't expect that to happen. Like once she got her head around the fact that everyone wants to touch your baby, like it was okay.
Everyone
but
does
at first
touch
she
your
was
baby,
like, what is going on?
Yeah, you have to be very chilled about it because strangers are coming up and like wanting to play with your baby and stuff. Allegra loved it. I mean, it was like pure entertainment for her, and she was just sat there. And then I think she came back to the UK and she was like, where's all my attention? No one's looking at me. No one's like wants to play with me.
It's such a different experience for babies and toddlers, I think, being abroad, and that's probably one of the best things about it. This podcast is brought to you by Club Med, the pioneers of the all-inclusive family holiday concept and inventors of the Holiday Kids Club. From gourmet dining and thoughtfully designed family suites to premium drinks and professionally run kids club, Club Med takes care of everything so you can focus on making memories. Resorts are designed with families in mind, offering interconnecting family rooms, unlimited activities and kids clubs, all included in your booking. And the best part? Children under 6 stay free at Club Med Sun Resorts. So visit clubmed.co.uk to book your next family holiday. Is that something that you're quite hopeful and passionate about, that you can include even when they're at school age and things are a little bit trickier to navigate? Something that you're just going to always prioritise, or are you very open to travelling the UK?
No, we'll still be going abroad. I think for me, me and Hugh, we like live to travel. We work to travel, for example. Like that is the only reason we go to work, is so we can travel. And from what we can see, I know she's only one. She loves to travel too. So we want to continue it. And for us, it's like a part of our identity, really. Our friends joke and they're like, "Oh, where are you going this month?" Like, you know, you're always away. And we did it prior to Allegra. We're doing it with Allegra, and hopefully we'll keep doing it for as long as we can.
Do you think that you'd have any advice or kind of anecdotes to share if someone's looking at this and they're on mat leave and they're thinking, I want to do a big trip with my baby?
Honestly, just do it. Find any way that it's possible and do it. I promise that you won't regret it. I was nervous about things for sure. Like I was so nervous about the tap water, for example, because she was drinking water then and washing bottles and everything. But like when you're there, you just have no worries in the world. You just kind of bothered about like your little family unit and like all the adventures. It's just so fun.
It's such a nice memory to have.
Exactly.
That you did that.
And I was actually on the way here, I was editing a reel for her first birthday. And I was like looking back at all the videos and I was like, that was just the best time ever. I want to do it all again.
Have you had a favourite and least favourite age to travel with so far?
I loved going to Barbados with her when she was 10 weeks because it was so easy. She slept the whole time basically because they don't do much at that age. They can't move. But I was so much more nervous because she was so tiny. Like fresh out the womb. So I loved that for ease, but was definitely the most stressed then. But then the Asia trip, which is like the oldest trip we've done with her really, was just, she's such a little person. She's such a personality. So although it was definitely harder, I'd say crawling makes it harder because they can't crawl on many surfaces, whereas at least walking you can hold their hand and things.
Such a good point.
But so it was difficult with the crawling age, but I think the next one we go, because she's walking now, I think that'll probably be my favourite.
Also referring back to like how you felt about it, I think actually if someone said to me, oh, what was your favourite holiday, I'd say, oh well, I love Mauritius because it was the most beautiful resort and it had this, that and the other, but I was mentally not in a good place. And I was really stressed about it and just being a mum in general. Whereas now I'm just like, oh, I know what I'm doing.
As time goes on, you just get more
if you're going to have a
chills.
tantrum, you have them at home. So whatever, 100%. We can deal with it. One tip that you want to leave with listeners?
I feel like I've said this so many times, but like, honestly, just do it. Like, if you're thinking about it, if it's something you want to do, go for it. It won't be as bad as you think. You're always going to think worst case scenario. And it will always be funner than you think. And like, just for me, like having time with my little family, like traveling and being somewhere different and exploring the world, like there's no better feeling. It's just amazing.
Thank you so much.
That's okay.
Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
I
you
loved
for sharing
it.
your experiences. I'm so looking forward to seeing your next trip with Allegra.
Thank you.
And I think she's going to have an amazing first birthday party.
Oh, yeah.
I love your bunting. Can't wait to see that up.
That's going to be up forever.